Hi, my name is Jenny Abshier, and I am a consumer bankruptcy attorney in the greater New Orleans area. During this challenging time when people are out of work and the future is uncertain, many of you have questions about your bills and mortgages. I hope this video will answer some of those questions and give you some hope that we will be able to get back to normal. And once we do, your debts and other obligations will not be the outrageous burden you may be fearing, and you will not have to live in debt forever. Measures have already been put in place to help by our own Louisiana governor and local elected officials, such as the complete shutdown of evictions and foreclosure suits and the maximizing of SNAP and unemployment benefits. The Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, also known as the CARES Act, was put into effect on March 27, 2020, specifically to address common problems with the coronavirus economy. How are you going to pay your mortgages, student loans, or other debts if you have to stay home? To put it most generally, the Act suspends collection of federal debts. Federally backed mortgage like VA, FHA, USDA, or loans backed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac are suspended for 60 days, and you're allowed to request a 6-month forbearance on payments without having to fill out a loan modification first. Federal student loan payments are suspended for 2 months, but this may be extended to 6 months very soon. I caution anyone who is deferring mortgage payments or requesting a forbearance or suspension of any obligation to try to get something in writing, explaining the terms of that suspension. Exactly which payments are you allowed to miss and when. And if possible, find out how these missed payments will be repaid in the future. It may be that you have to do a future modification, which would increase your future payments, or time may be added onto your loan, extending the period of your loan. It's important to know as much as you can about the future repayment of any payments that you suspend or defer, so you can make a decision on whether this type of relief is right for you. As for your credit cards or medical bills or any other non-federal debts you have, each creditor is handling their accounts differently. American Express, Goldman Sachs, and Capital One, for example, are allowing skipped payments by request. Bank of America has a payment deferral program that you can apply for. Discover is looking at each case individually. I suggest if you're struggling, reach out to your creditors and see if they have a program to help you at this time. It sounds like most major creditors do have programs in place. Another important part of the CARES Act prevents any creditor from negatively reporting any account that is affected by coronavirus assistance or payment deferment. So do not be afraid to ask for assistance during this time, because it should not affect your credit score. But like I mentioned before, be sure to get as much information as possible about the terms of that suspension and the future repayment required. Once this crisis is over and you're allowed to return to work, you may find your income has changed for the worse, or that your debts are so high from living off of your credit during this crisis that you just can't afford your monthly expenses anymore. If you find yourself in that situation, bankruptcy is a viable option to get you back on your feet. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy can eliminate unsecured debt like credit cards, medical bills, or collections. It can also stop a wage garnishment from collection actions. It cannot get rid of child support, most taxes, or student loans. If you have a mortgage or a car note, you can choose if you would like to keep paying those notes and keep your home or car, or if you no longer want those items, you can choose to surrender them and eliminate those debts as well. The court's filing fee for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy case is $335, but if you qualify for assistance through the Pro Bono Project, you may be able to have that fee waived. Before filing your bankruptcy case, you must complete a credit counseling class online or over the phone. This class takes about an hour, and the cost is usually less than $25. But again, if you qualify for assistance through the Pro Bono Project, you may be able to have that fee waived as well. Once your petition is filed, you have one court appearance that you need to attend, and that is your creditor meeting. It is typically held about a month after filing. With the present stay-home order in effect, all creditor meetings are being held by phone. Your creditor meeting is held so that the trustee assigned to your case can review your petition for completeness and accuracy on the record. It's also an opportunity for your creditors to ask questions about your debts. And in most cases, creditors do not appear, and the trustee finishes his or her questions in about 15 minutes. You'll have to take a second counseling class prior to receiving your discharge, which should be issued about 60 days after your creditor meeting. There are income thresholds that limit who can file a Chapter 7, and there are also special exemptions to protect most of your household goods and items. It can be a challenge to know all the rules and exemptions, but any attorney can easily guide you through those requirements and the filing process. The Pro Bono Project works with many local, experienced, and caring bankruptcy attorneys who volunteer their time to represent you in your bankruptcy case. So do not fear, because there are lots of ways that you can help yourself now by taking advantage of government programs and other assistance. And once this crisis is over, if you haven't landed on your feet, the Pro Bono Project is here to help. So best of luck to you and your families, and please stay safe.